Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the narcissist and their lies and how their lies sow the seeds of the destruction of their own relationship. Whether or not this relationship was going to be good for them or not, they'll never find out because something in them has already sabotaged it, and that is the multiple of lies that they've already told and how they can't go back on them. So, for instance, when a narcissist gets involved in a relationship, they are idealizing and everything is possible at that stage. However, in this particular case, there's the cell phone and the people in it and the past lives that that person lived that no longer are alive. These past relationships, they're dead and they've got nowhere to go, or they would have continued. So this particular narcissist had a list of, it's called a harem, right, of ex-boyfriends that were always texting or sending photos, multiple anatomy pictures, because for some reason that's what these girls invite, and or it's that these men realize that that's all they are to this woman is an anatomy part, but whatever. The lies that they tell and the stories that they tell, and then the infidelities or the um, what is the cheating that goes on emotionally, whether there's a physical cheating or not. There's emotional cheating. There's mental cheating. There's all of this conversing back and forth with former lovers. None of this leads to a healthy relationship in the present. And I guess they don't realize that, but what will happen is they'll start to badmouth that person that they're in the relationship, the one that's taking care of them and paying their rent and buying their food and helping them in every way. And then what happens is they start to badmouth that person to the other lover that they're either going to be involved with again or were involved with in the recent past, the distant past, doesn't even matter. But as they start to do this devaluing, what they don't understand is they're sowing the seeds of the destruction of their current relationship. Because how do you face that person after you've been telling stories about them, denigrating them, demoting them, in some ways attempting to humiliate them outside of their presence, of course, because I don't know how many men will actually tolerate attempts at humiliation in public. I understand that happens, but I just don't understand how it happens. But the lies that they tell cause them to destroy their own relationship. You can't see the person that you're in a relationship with the same when you just badmouth them to your former lover. So I don't know what it is. Do they feel that they have to put that other person down in order for the new person or the old person who they want to be the new person? Do they have to talk down about them in order to make them feel? I just don't get it. I mean, this has to be a mental illness of childhood that just can't be cured because they don't see themselves as the problem. They see themselves as the superior intellect, and they're always the smartest person in the room. If you've never noticed that, they are sure they're the smartest person in the room. Therefore, again, another devaluation. But I was always taught that if you are in a room full of people and you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're definitely not. So I don't know. There's a lot of these small details, and I like to give an example. I moved into an apartment with this girl. Uh, she had already been there for a couple of days, seeing her ex-boyfriends and whatever else she was doing. I don't know. She was all marked up by the time I got to her. Again, her arms were bruised up, and clearly it was obvious what happened. But she lied about it, of course. However, there was undeniable evidence that someone had been there before I got there. Needless to say, I moved in anyway, but there was no second key. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to go to work now. I'm going to be back at 5 o'clock in the morning. Uh, Give me a key. Okay, well, she didn't want to give me a key, so she would just leave the door open all night, which I don't know, as a man, that's kind of weird. To want the woman that you're with to be alone in an apartment on the street level with an unlocked door. You can enjoy your own conclusions about that. But one day I said, well, when are you going to make a key? And she said, well, I can't make a key. You're not allowed to make these keys, and they're the kind of keys that you can't make a copy of. I was like, well, show me the key. So she showed me a key that was clearly some sort of a lockbox key or almost like a safety deposit box key. It was definitely not a house key. And this was a simple house lock. I've changed a million of them. I mean, I know what they are. It was just not a simple house lock that would have easily gotten a Home Depot $2 key. So when she showed me that key, I looked at it, I was like, that's not a house key. And she says, no, this is the key. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. Clearly, that was not a house key. Clearly, I knew that was not a house key. But for some reason, she thinks that I didn't know that that wasn't a house key. See, this is what I'm saying, is that they lie to the point that they can't respect the person that they're lying to anymore because they think that the person that they're lying to believes the lie. What we don't believe is that they're lying about something so easily proved otherwise. So the relationship is already dying. Both people know that, but maybe both people don't know it. I don't know. If you've got experiences with the narcissist that lies about the stupidest things and they're easily disproven, and you've caught them in lies and they try to squirm out of them and they believe that they've squirmed out of them and they don't want to answer because they can't, or you get involved in this word jumbling, word saladry that is just, the vocabulary of fools. But if you've encountered this, please give us some experience. Give us some examples of the kind of things that you've encountered with your narcissist, whether male or female, the kind of lies they tell, and how it's possible for you to believe that they actually believe that we believe that lie. And that's what I'd like to have some people participate in, is I'd like to see the kind of examples of the lies that you've been told that the narcissist actually believed you believed. And remember, when they believe that you believe their lie, now they think that your intellect is compromised, and you certainly are not deserving of their admiration because you believe their lies. And anyone who believes their lies, I don't know, finish the sentence for me. Thanks, and like, subscribe. Try to get me up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 121 now, which is good. I was at 93 last week when this started, so it's almost 30. At this pace, by the end of the year, maybe I'll have my 1,000. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon.